Now I will come to the first part, marketing information and customer insights. Customer insights are fresh marketing information-based understandings of customers and the marketplace that become the basis for creating customer value, engagement, and relationships. The next one is consumer insights. Modern marketing requires deep insights into customer needs and wants. For example, companies like PepsiCo have dedicated consumer insights teams that go beyond traditional marketing research. This team uses various methods, including social media tracking, ethnography like observing customer in the natural environment, and consumer immersion sessions to gather rich, actionable data. The goal is to provide deep insight that can be used by various departments to make informed decisions from product development to advertising. To manage the vast amount of consumer information, companies need a marketing information system, also called MIS. An MIS is a system of people and procedures designed to assess information needs, develop the necessary information, and help decision makers use that information to generate and validate customer and market insight. It serves marketing managers, internal and external partners, and others who need marketing information and insight. The MIS help users to analyze and use the information to develop customer insight, make marketing decisions, and manage customer engagement and relationships. Move on to the second part, assessing marketing information needs. A marketing information system provides information to the company's marketing and other managers and externals such as resellers, suppliers, and marketing service agencies. Characteristic of a good MIS is balancing the information users would like to have against what they need and what is feasible to offer. According to the picture, marketers can obtain the needed information from internal data, marketing intelligence, and marketing research. Firstly, internal databases are collections of consumer and market information obtained from data sources within the company's network. How they are used. Companies can use the data to gain insight into customer behavior and satisfaction. Different departments contribute to the database. For example, the market department provides data on customer needs. The sales force provides information on sales transaction. Customer service keeps record of satisfaction or problems. Accounting has detailed records of sales, cost, or cash flow. Operations provide data on production schedules, shipments, and inventories. For example, USAA's internal database is a financial services provider for military personnel and their families. USAA uses its extensive internal database to understand its customer deeply, which allow it to offer personalized services and build strong loyalty. The database includes information on purchases, transaction data, customer demographics, and even life events like family changes or retirement plans, allowing USAA to anticipate customer needs and provide proactive solutions. Competitive marketing intelligence is the systematic process of monitoring, collecting, and analyzing publicly available information about consumers, competitors, and developments in the marketplace. The primary objective is to improve strategic decision making. This is achieved by understanding the consumer environment, assessing and tracking competitors' actions, and lastly, providing early warnings of potential opportunities and threats. Marketers use a variety of methods to gather this intelligence. First, direct observation is observing consumer firsthand. Internal sources like quizzing the company's own employees, benchmarking, analyzing competitors' products. Online research is monitoring social media or online activities. And lastly, dedicated teams. such as some companies like PepsiCo and Dell have established digital command centers to monitor online activity and marketplace trends.
Objective 4.3 Outline the steps in the marketing research process. Marketing research is the systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting of data relevant to a specific marketing situation facing an organization. That you can see in the figure 4.2, there are totally 4 main steps in the marketing research process. There are different types of research objectives, including exploratory research, descriptive research, and casual research. To develop the research plan, we have analyzed resources of existing data, spell out a specific research approach, contact methods, sampling plan, and instruments to gather data. Gathering secondary data can have both benefits and challenges. In primary data collection, we have some approach, including observational research, survey research, and ethnographic research, and experimental research. Some methods that we can contact is via mail, telephone, personal interviewing, online marketing research. To research instruments, we have some tools to collect data, including questionnaires, mechanical instrument, and the final 2 steps of research process, that is implementing the plan and interpreting and reporting.
Now let's continue with section 4.4, which explains how companies analyze and use marketing information. In a big data era, companies capture information at every customer touchpoint, including purchases, sales contacts, service calls, social media, surveys, and more. This information is often scattered, so many firms use customer relationship management, or CRM, to manage data and maximize customer loyalty. So, what is CRM? CRM software such as Salesforce, Oracle, and Microsoft integrates customer and marketplace information, analyze it, and applies results to build stronger relationship. It combines everything sales, service, and marketing teams know about individual customers. With CRM, firms can provide higher service, deepen relationships, identify high-value customers, cross-sell products, and create tailored offers. Now let's look at the big data and marketing analytics. Marketing analytics use tools and processes to find patterns in big data, helping marketers gain customer insights and measure performance. They apply analytics to data from web, mobile, social media, and customer transactions. For instance, Spotify collects data on user behavior, like what songs they play, skip, and when they listen. With this, Spotify generates personalized playlists like Discover Weekly and created campaigns such as Spotify Wrapped. This delivers tailored music experience and boosts engagement. Besides analyzing, companies also need to distribute and use information effectively. Information distribution means making insights available quickly and in a user-friendly way. Firms use intranets and CRM systems to provide access to research, customer data, reports, and documents. Increasingly, companies also use extranets, allowing suppliers, customers, and resellers to check accounts, place orders, or view inventories. For example, Dell uses its intranet to share reports and best practice among employees. Through its value chain extranet, Dell connects with suppliers in real time, giving them demand forecasts, inventory levels, and quality data. That's finished 4.4. Now let's move on to section 4.5, which discusses special issues, including public policy and ethics. Small firms and nonprofits also need insights, But large-scale studies are too costly. Instead, they use affordable methods such as online research or informal surveys. For example, Robert barely researched before opening his dry cleaning business. He found that customers value quality over low prices, so he launched B-Plan Tuckers, a premium service with features like drive-through and barcode tracking. Today, it has 8 stores. This shows that small organizations can still gain useful insight at low cost, and many associations or government agencies provide support. Along with small firms, international market research also brings challenges. International researchers face diverse markets with different economies, cultures, and buying habits. In many countries, reliable secondary data is limited. For example, the Nielsen operates in over 100 countries, but most research firms cover only a few. Even when available, secondary data must be collected from many sources, making comparison difficult. Often, firms must collect primary data, but this is challenging due to poor infrastructure, limited internet, or cultural barriers. Attitudes toward research also vary. In some countries, people respond easily, but in others, non-response is a problem. Despite high costs, companies must conduct international research because missing it could lead to bigger mistakes and lost opportunities. Finally, let's discuss public policy and ethics. Two case issues are intrusions on customer privacy and misuse of findings. Many customers worry about huge databases that track behavior. For example, Target predicted pregnancies based on buying histories, which made some customers uneasy. Companies must balance personalization with respect for privacy, avoiding overly intrusive methods like tracking locations or monitoring online behavior. The second issue is the misuse of research. Some studies are designed only to produce the sponsored desired result. A famous case is Coca-Cola's New Coke in 1985. Research suggests people prefer a sweeter taste, but ignore emotional attachment to the original formula. The launch failed, and Coca-Cola returned to the old recipe within 3 months. To prevent such problems, associations develop codes of research ethics, emphasizing confidentiality and accuracy. Ultimately, companies must take responsibility for ethical conduct and proper use of marketing research.
Next is part 5.1. Consumer buyer behavior is the buying behavior of final consumers, individuals and households that buy goods and services for personal consumption. All of these final consumers combine to make up the consumer market. The essential question for marketers is this: how do consumers respond to various marketing efforts the company might use? The starting point is the stimulus response model of buyer behavior shown in this figure. This figure shows that marketing and other stimuli enter the buyer black box and produce certain responses. Marketers want to understand how the stimuli are changed into responses inside the consumer black box, which has two parts. First, the buyer's characteristics influence how he or she perceives and reacts to the stimuli. These characteristics include a variety of cultural, social, personal, and psychological factors. Second, the buyer's decision process itself affects his or her behavior. This decision process, from need recognition, information search, and alternative evaluation to the purchase decision and post-purchase behavior, begins long before the actual purchase decision and continues long after. Next, we'll move on to part 5.2, buying decision behavior. Let's look at this figure. So customer buying decision behavior can be separated into 4 types. First is complex buying behavior, high involvement and significant difference between brands, and often requires consumers to learn and spot the differences. Marketers should understand the information gathering process of potential buyers and clearly differentiate or emphasize their product's advantage relative to the competition. Next is dissonance reducing buying behavior. High involvement but few differences since the perceived brand difference are already low. Marketers should focus on after-sale communication with the customer to reaffirm their purchase choice, avoiding any instances of post-purchase dissonance. Habitual buying behavior with low involvement, minimal differences between the product selection. Consumers will often stick to what they are familiar with, a feeling that should first be created by using ads to elicit brand familiarity. Other than that, marketers can also add and emphasize features or enhancement to raise involvement and differentiate themselves from the competition. Next is variety seeking behavior. Usually undertaken when customers have low involvement but perceive there are reasonable differences between brands. In this category, strategies are used by market leaders and challengers may differ. Market leaders will try to dominate shelf space, ensuring that shelves are fully stocked, and try to remind potential buyers by running frequent advertisements. Market challengers will encourage customers to try something new by several methods, including but not limited to free samples, virtual deals, coupon advertisements.
We have the buyer decision process, which involves lead recognition, information search, evaluation alternatives, purchase decisions, and post-purchase behavior. First one is lead recognition. Usually starts by recognizing the problem and just simply concluding that it isn't worth their time. Next is information search, which sources can come from or can be classified into four types of sources: personal, commercial, public, and experiential sources. But the only two notable sources here are personal, which is the most influential, and commercial, which is the most common. Next is comparing alternatives. After deciding set of brand choices, they will decide whatever's the thing is the best, logical or otherwise. So marketers just try to figure out the pattern behind those decisions. Next is purchase decisions, which usually is hampered by two main factors, at least to my knowledge: the attitude of others or unexpected situational factors, and thus preferences and even purchase intentions do not always reflect actual purchase choice. Next, consumers will almost always engage in post-purchase behavior. So, because every purchase is a compromise, customers will always feel some kind of regret for buying the product. So, company must try to satisfy them by showing their purchase choice was correct, and it is important because satisfied customers are good for company, and dissatisfied customers are not very good for a company. Next is the buyer adoption process, which, as we can see here, there are three main points, stages in adoption process: individual differences in innovativeness and influence influence of product characteristics on the rate of buyer adoption process. So first, the stages in adoption process. We have 5 stages: awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, and adoption. Using this model of stages, marketers could try to help customers get past these stages more easily to accelerate their product adoption process. Next is the individual differences in innovativeness. We have innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards. So according to the definitions, marketers should focus marketing and almost all of their efforts on innovators and early adopters in order to encourage the other majority to follow the trend. Next is the influence of the product characteristics on the rate of adoption. We have relative advantage, compatibility, complexity, divisibility, and communicability of the product. Note that there are other factors influencing the product's website and format in 5. So there's that. And I suppose that's it. Thank you.